Hello, my friends, and welcome to the deck overviews for the Exceed Festival. I'll also go through the ban list because I don't think I've done that yet either. Here's the event info. Again, you don't have to earn as many medals, which is nice, and I think the time you can play this is also a little bit lower too. But I like that it's not as many medals. It's kind of nice. I wonder if they're gonna do it like this more often because this might be the better way of doing it. Like more variety and like less medals. Like, and then that way, like if there's a certain festival you just don't like, you don't have to deal with it as much, which is nice. But also you have less time, I think, to make use of it, which I suppose could be bad, but it's okay. Yeah, so Eldritch makes sense. The banning Eldritch because um I guess they really just don't like Eldritch for the for this festival here. I don't know if it's that bad. Like a few of the floodgates have probably been banned as well. I don't think there's really many floodgates that are like legal. Like if you look, like here's the traps. A lot of the floodgates also banned. So I don't know how bad Eldritch is, but I guess they ban it just in case. I mean, the traps are kind of annoying too, like the golden land traps. Like one like destroys a face up whenever it's summoned with Eldritch on the field. The other like banishes a card from the opponent's graveyard. I guess they're a little annoying, although I don't know like how much, like how bad that is. I guess also the fact that like Eldritch is very consistent too. Like it has a lot of recursion to it. And so maybe they want like decks to not have like as much recursion. I don't know. There are a few decks out there that are like still pretty good in this festival. Like I think Exo Scissors might be one of the better decks to play. Um because it has a really good time going first or second. Like sprites do as well kind of, I think, but like I think you do kind of want to try to get quick wins with sprites. I don't know if they have as much recursion. I think in terms of recursion, Exorcist is probably the best for this festival. Yeah. Zodiac's aren't too bad though because they can like put out a Zeus, which is nice. Because and they can put out a Zeus with multiple materials. So as long as there isn't like a neck, like so, as long as they don't like your opponent doesn't like Nabil, you like should be able to do pretty well with that. Yeah, it looks like quite a few of the floodgates are banned. Even the Fisher and the Macro are banned too. So that would have probably been really good for Exorcists mostly, but that's okay. Okay, well, as for the limited cards, Hoppy's Feather Duster is still good even though it's limited. Neca Valley is a pretty decent card. Like if you're trying, like this is probably a pretty good card for Exorcisters. So if you're playing Exorcisters, you might want to play a Neca Valley, like because in case you can get into it, like it could be pretty good. But there are quite a few decks that can get around it. But when you face a matchup where the opponent can't, like it can be a free win. So maybe you should just play it at once since you can play it. I don't think I have this card myself. Maybe it could be good in sprites. If I did. Crossout's still a good card. And Zodiacs are still playable, like as I said. Like a few of the Zodiac Exceeds got limited, but that's okay. Like, Zodiacs are still good. I don't know. I guess the adventure engine can be good. I don't know if Rod of Mimicea got banned. I don't think so. I think you can kind of play the adventure engine a little bit less powerful, but I believe the I believe all the adventure cards are still okay. Yeah, I can check that. Man. Now I'm kind of curious. They banned the negator. They banned the negator. Okay, so I guess you can't. Yeah, adventure engine isn't as good without the negator. So, and it looks like they banned him. Which I guess makes sense. They really don't like the Wandering Griffin Rider. They really want to make sure that you're not using the adventure engine to negate stuff. Oh well. Here it is. I think it's mostly the same from like the last time they had the Exceeds Festival, but of course things have changed too. I don't think they really like hit the sprites at all either, but it makes sense. Like, sprites aren't like too powerful in this kind of event because they already lost the elf, so that's probably one of the best pieces, best monsters. And then Raigeki, emergency teleport. Yeah, Rax looks greener, got still semi-limited, but I think you can still play him. I think he's still playable. 5 formation tanky, still fine like that. It's semi-limited, which is fine. Of course, Sword Soul isn't gonna be very good because like they focus on synchros, and this is Exceed Festival. Flow Wonderies might still be okay. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Flow Wonderies might still be okay. Yeah, I guess I could see what they hit with Flow Wonderies. I mean, the bear statue is banned because it's been banned, but I think they could still do okay without it, depending on what. I don't know how you spell it. Okay, so M-Pen is limited. Robina is limited. Oh boy. And Magnificent Map is semi-limited. Which does kind of hurt. I mean, M-Pen being limited, not so much. That doesn't really matter too much. And I think it's still sort of playable. Like, you still got the Robina. You still got the Anglen. You still got this, like, to, like, basically help search for your missing pieces. So, I think it could do okay. A lot of the, at least nothing's banned from them. Actually, I wonder if the Apex Avian is banned. I think I'm just gonna go with, continue going sprites because they're pretty good. Okay, Apex Avian isn't banned either, so that's good. And I'm guessing that Monarch is probably not banned. So yeah, I think you can do okay with Flow Wonders in this event too. But I just like sprites. And like the thing about sprites is like basically if you don't really have a good play, like if you don't see any of your sprites in hand, or like the starting hand, like it's probably better just like concede and just go to the next one, because like I mean, like there's really no problem with conceding. I mean, you only get 50 if you if you lose without conceding, which is like barely anything more than like 0 if you just concede. I mean, sure, you technically do miss out on 50, but I think like the time that would take to concede and get into another game that you can hopefully have a better shot winning, like it becomes more worth it. Anyway, I'm gonna go over the loan index now, and then maybe if I have time, I can go over the replays. But I'll at least go over the loan index. Yeah, I'll probably go over the replays too. And then after I do all that, I think I'm just gonna end it. I'm not sure if I'll even have time for a pack opening or anything, but I'll do this. So Champion of Hope is the first one. Deck description reads: a warrior type deck based around heroic monsters. It utilizes heroic challenger, assault halberd, which can be easily special summoned, and heroic challenger knuckle sword, which has an effect to make 2 monsters level the same. With these 2 cards, Exceed summoning rank 4 or rank 1 monsters is a cinch. Many of the Exceed monsters are strong offensively, so try to take the fight to your opponent. And since I played these, I think I have a better idea about like how they work. So I think that is actually kind of helpful that I played these before I actually like am starting to talk about these. But anyway, so Ambush, this is gonna be your best card to go into for going first. Like basically, if you're going first, I don't think you even really want to bother going into Exceeds. I mean, you do have a few decent Exceeds, but you'd rather use your materials to like go into like stuff that's gonna OTK your opponent, because I would say this deck is built on OTKing, and this deck has some pretty good OTK potential, whether it's OTKing by attacking directly or OTKing by attacking an opponent's monster. I think it's a little bit easier to OTK by attacking an opponent's attack position monster, since a few of your cards don't allow you to attack directly, but you can still do it by attacking directly if you like. I mean, simply put, if you just get like 4 level 4 monsters out on the field and your opponent has no monsters on the field, you can still get an OTK that way. It does kind of stink that like there's not really more like ways of like getting rid of the opponent's monsters like Raigeki or Dark Hole, because I feel like maybe that would be kind of good, like if you could do that. And Lightning Storm does kind of stink because like, I mean, sure, like it's versatile, but sometimes you just want to get rid of your opponent's monsters, and you can't always do that. And with an OTK, you kind of really want to get rid of your opponent's monsters sometimes, if you can't really OTK by attacking into their monsters. Anyway, I'll go more into detail about that later. So this one is definitely going to be the one you want to like lean to for going first. And you're going to want to pair him up with this guy. Because he can protect him from being destroyed by battle. It does kind of stink that doesn't also protect your heroics from being destruction by card effects, but oh well. I mean, what are you gonna do? Like a lot of the times, like that was the problem. Like they just destroyed it by a card effect anyway, so I wasn't even able to get its effect off. But it's not the end of the world if they take him out. Like, also this deck, I don't feel like really handles that well up against negates. So, which is kind of bad for an OTK deck, because usually like when you're an OTK deck, you kind of want to do a decent job against like the disruption that your opponent might have. But anyway, I mean, as long as my opponent doesn't disrupt me, I should be able to, like, and they have, like, maybe an attack position monster out, and they don't have, like, yeah, like, even if they just have one attack position monster out, that should be good enough to help me get game on them. Anyway, this is the next card. This one, you do have a few heroic challenger monsters that will allow you. You can even special summon it via this one and it will activate, and then you get to add another one to your hand. So that's pretty cool. Though it is a level 1, so like a few of these level 1s like do kind of stink, because like you're really trying to go into level 4s. I feel you're more trying to go into level 4s than level 1s. I don't even know what this level 6 is for. I guess it's for like if you happen to have this out and then you put this one out, because it can change its level to being the level of another heroic challenger. But you're really never going into this or like summoning out the level 6. There's really no like really easy way, except like there are easy ways, but like there's really not much of a reason you want to bring him out. I guess he is nice because this can negate monster effects, but I mean it's like a little bit too hard to go into your negates, I feel. Anyway, this one can special summon itself and can change its level to another one of your heroic. The only thing about it is that it happens on summon, so like the order may be wrong sometimes, and you like need to bring him out before you bring out your other heroic. But then he doesn't change himself into a proper level for helping you with exceed summoning. So that does kind of stink. And then Goblin Bug there to help you get out your other level 4s. Also, it doesn't negate their effects, which is nice. Sword Shield, very good card, I would say. Definitely pairs well with Ambush. It also pairs well with the Exceeds, but really it's there to help protect your ambush if you're like forced to go first. You pretty much always want to go second if you can. Like if you win the dival or the coin toss, you really want to go second with this deck, I would say. And then basically hope your opponent doesn't put up a bunch of negates to stop all your plays. And then Double Lance. Maybe I should have had 3. To help this be more consistent, but it does basically help you to get into 2 level 4s if you happen to have another one either in your hand or graveyard. Extra sword, extra 1,000 attack, helps with OTK. It's especially nice because like for something like Excalibur, this just it doubles its original attack. Oh yeah. But actually for a guy like this one, this just doubles attack. So it's not about original attack. So it does actually matter. So if you simply have extra sword, you already have a 7,500 attacker. And then all you need at that point is another 500 damage, then you won. So that kind of stinks though, that like it's not even exactly 8,000. But anyway, Assault Halberd is really nice because this can like, it's just really good for when you're going second, which you want to go second. It's a free special summon. The inflicting bow damage thing almost never matters because you normally want to just use the heroic stuff to go into your exceeds. And then 1,000 Blades is actually really nice. This might have been one where like having 3 would have been nice, but like it's fine. Like 2 is fine too. The reason why I say like it's such a good card is because like the effect to discard to special summon a work from your deck isn't a once it's just a soft once per turn. And since you can special summon the heroic from your deck into attack position, you could just special summon another one of these guys out while you have the discard fodder, and then you can just use a second Thousand Blades, discard another one, and then bring out like your Morning Star to get the one that special summons from your graveyard, and that can guarantee you 4 cards. And all you really need is 4 cards to basically ensure that you can OTK at least while your opponent doesn't have any monsters on the field. Like, because how you can do that is like you just bring out this Excalibur, and you also bring out the Clavo Solish. And then what you do is you make the Excalibur 4000 with his effect. And then you also use the Heroic Champion effect to have a monster you control double its attack at the start of the battle phase. And then you just double the Excalibur, and now it's at 8,000, and it can actually attack directly, which is pretty nice. And then and then you also have this guy for maybe like if your opponent did have one monster, you can clear out that one monster, hopefully with this guy, and then still go into a direct attack with the Excalibur, and you can also get game that way, which is pretty nice. Okay, and then yeah, so I kind of talked about that. Oh yeah, and a lot of these also have effects that like work off of when you have 500 life points or less, which actually works well with this guy, because like in order to get the double the attack of a monster, you have to pay life points so that you only have 500 life points left. But that's not really a downside, because then it just like makes it so that you can just special summon these. Oh, actually, wait. This doesn't detach. Never mind. Which probably doesn't really matter all too much. Like, but it is kind of nice. It will come up, I think. The fact that like little nice thing. And the Warhammer really sucks. I really don't like this card, because I feel like this deck is pretty much more about going into like rank 4s to try to OTK that way. Like, this kind of just feels like an odd one out. At least with the level 1s, like they are useful in other ways, and they can be easy. Well, you can also easily special summon him too, but this only has a battle effect, and you're really just trying to attack using Exceed. So like, he doesn't really even have any relevant effects. At least the level 1s do. And then Hoppy's Feather Duster, Disruption, Foolish Bill, to send something, and then you can just special summon it later with the Heroic Call. And this only negates its effects if it summons a non-heroic, which like pretty much you're just gonna be special summoning heroics with this to go to get out OTKs anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Like, this actually has a pretty relevant when you have like less than 500 life points or less. This actually has a pretty relevant effect that can like help out with the OTKing, because it like whatever monster you target gains 500 attack for each heroic card you currently control, and for each heroic card attached to Exceed monsters you can currently control. So it could gain quite a bit of attack. It could be the little bit of attack boost needed to like in order for it to be game on your opponent. 1-for-1 to special summon out some of the level 1s. Probably the best level 1 to summon out is gonna be maybe this guy if you control a heroic that you can make it level 4 for, or this guy if you're going first. Again, like that's probably the best thing you want to sit on if you're going first, just because that helps set you up for next turn if you have this guy to sort of protect him. It's not the best protection, but it can be decent. Also prevents you from taking damage, which is kind of nice. Which actually pairs pretty well with this card, because even if you're protected from taking damage, your opponent won't be. So this will still deal them damage if they try attacking into it. And since you can activate, actually I don't know. Anyway, lightning storm, more disruption. Heroic chance is also nice because like this could, I mean, if you like, you could potentially get like some of your monsters up to really high attacks, but your opponent is going to need to have a monster in order for you to actually go to game with it. But if you can get it up to high enough attack, like that should be okay. But it's probably not as good if you're just like attacking directly. Like, unfortunately, it keeps you from attacking directly. Keeps that monster. Heroic and Envoy for helping you to get to your heroic cards, whatever your cards you need for the situation. Nice Searcher. Also that graveyard effect to add back one of your heroic cards is pretty nice. And then Heroic Call helps you like extend a little bit further. Also has a nice graveyard effect. Stoic Challenge. And it's nice that this is it's nice that it has both a good on-field effect and a graveyard effect, because it helps you extend, and then like it helps you extend for the OTK as well. So this is pretty much like one of your best cards, since it helps you extend in multiple ways. Stoic Challenge. Again, it doubles battle damage, which pairs up nicely with the chance. If you have like, if you like bring this up to 4,000 and then use the chance to bring it up to, or actually you would use this first and then you would use the chance, since it would double that, also the gain that was given from this. And then with the double battle damage, that should be a pretty, that should be almost a guaranteed OTK, even if you're attacking to a monster. Exceed Reborn to help get back some of your exceeds. Like maybe if you have this, you could actually like afford to go into one of your exceeds on your first turn, but I still feel like it's better just sit on this guy, because you really don't want to use up materials if you're not using it for OTK. I already went over that. Infinite impermanence, negate, and then a lot of these, like I would say, like don't really matter. Like the level 1s don't really matter. Like this guy, you're not really looking to like deal a bunch of like damage back to your opponent and reflect a bunch of damage. Mainly you just want to get game through attacking with a strong monster, either going for a direct attack or going for an attack on a monster. This one special summons something, but again, like it doesn't really has pretty low attack. I'm mostly looking to go into my high attack monsters. Blade Armor Ninja is actually nice for the OTK because he can attack twice. So he could actually be useful maybe. Although he is encounters and heroic, so that kind of stinks. I think mostly I'm just going to my heroic cards, and like probably the better cards for the OTK are really just gonna be the Excalibur and the Cliva Really just those two. And then yeah, see, none of these other guys I don't think really matter too much. Although if you think like there's a better way of playing the deck, like if I'm wrong about this, like you can feel free to let me know. Like if you think maybe I'm wrong about like exactly how you should be playing the deck. That was just the way I found like I had the easiest time with. I just feel like it may just be the weakest deck of the three. Like these other two decks aren't too bad. This one's called Treasure Hunters of the Great Sand Sea, and the deck description reads: a machine type deck based around Springans monsters. In addition to Exceed summoning as usual, it's also possible to special summon an Exceed monster through the effect of Great Sand Sea Golgonda. Most of the non-Exceed Springans monsters have an effect to attach themselves to a Springans Exceed monster. Make good use of them to ensure you have enough Exceed materials to activate effects. Pretty sure all of the Springans have that effect that allow them to attach themselves to Springans. Pretty sure that that's what they all have. So I don't know why they're saying most. I'm pretty sure it's all of them that have that effect. Or maybe, like, I'm only playing the ones that have that effect. So I don't know why it's saying most. Like, unless, like, there's ones not including here that don't have that effect. I think that's the whole point of the Springans. Like, and what's really nice about having that, being able to attach, is that, like, you can basically make it so that, like, maybe, like, your opponent can't just like, well, actually they're still gonna, I don't know how much it matters, like if you like have your graveyard empty for like attaching them to an Exceed. Like I thought maybe that was a good idea, but then but now I just thought like my opponent could just like banish them when they actually do go to the graveyard anyway, because they're gonna get back into the graveyard eventually, and then at that point my opponent can't just call by the monsters in my grave. But anyway, Springans Rocky. Okay, I'm just gonna go over like the effects that they don't share, their unique effects. So this guy's unique effect is that you can like add back one of your Springans or great Sand Sea Golgonda, which is your field spell, which is it's a pretty nice field spell. And then Springans Pedor allows you to special summon one of your Springans from the graveyard, which is really nice for bringing back your Captain Saugus. I'll go over him a little bit more. Basically, I would say like how you want your like opening board to look like is you kind of want like to have like your Captain Saugus on the field, along with like an Exceed monster, one of your Springans Exceed monsters with at least one material. That's basically how you want your like opening board to look. And this deck is, I think, a little bit better just because like you can go first or second. It doesn't have as much OTK, but I think it's okay like if you're like being able to control a little bit better. Like the heroic did have like, I think it does have the best OTK potential, but it's like really held back by the fact that like there's a lot better OTK decks out there that like can also set up like a little bit of disruption if they're first, a little bit more disruption if they're forced to go first, or can maybe like break boards a little bit better, like too better setup for the OTK. Although I guess heroic isn't too bad, like it's just really hard to win with it. I feel like maybe like I'm just not playing exactly the right way though. Anyway, brothers like yeah, so like brothers like mainly this can be activated if you're like sending it to the graveyard with the gold Garganda, like if you already have Springans in your graveyard, or you can just send it off a Merrymaker to get its effect that way. Bronga is pretty nice to help like be able to search for Springans, either to get discard fodder for the Golgonda, or search for something that gets you another Golgonda if like your opponent got rid of one of them. Captain Sargas. Yeah, see this one like, oh, I keep forgetting that actually has that effect that gives an Exceed monster 500 extra attack. Like, mainly you're just gonna be wanting it to be like alongside the Exceed. That 500 extra attack I don't think really matters all too much, since like the Springans can just avoid being destroyed anyway, just by being able to like banish themselves during your opponent's turn. But yeah, this one's pretty nice because like you just during your opponent's turn, you just like have one of your Exceeds detach material in order to destroy a face-up card. Can kind of disrupt the opponent a little bit, which is nice, especially considering it's a quick effect. And then Supreme Sovereign, Serpent of Golgonda. Unfortunately, it's a little bit hard to search since it's not actually a Springans, though if you do happen to get out, like, it's pretty nice to put into the graveyard with a Foolish if you already got your setup, because it can just come out of the graveyard if you control the field spell, and then it gets, goes up to 3,000 attack, and it protects your, Gold Garganda a bit by banishing monsters, if it would to be destroyed. And then OTKing, like it acts as another negate. It can just tribute itself in order to negate something. The equip doesn't really matter all too much, I would say. Oh, it's nice that it does have like a little bit of a special summon, easy like special summon. I can see why people actually kind of like this card. Like, that negate is that can actually be pretty good. Therian Empress, Alasia. It kind of has like the same way of like special summoning itself as Therian King Regulus. I don't think it's as good though, because like, I mean, I guess you could, like, this could act as like kind of more copies of Regulus, because you could just bring the Regulus back and equip it to her, and then discard a card in order to special summon that Regulus. So it's mostly gonna be used for that. But there's really no ways of like cheating them out of the deck or like searching for them. So like, you're not always gonna be like seeing them, which is probably another reason why the multiple copies. So that's at least that. Though she's definitely not as good if you didn't see Regulus. She's mostly there to like be helping to like bring Regulus back again. And then Hoppy's Feather Duster, Disruption, Card Destruction. I don't really like this card all too much because it also gives my opponent another hand, and then if like there's like ways my opponent can actually use the cards they just discard, that could be good for them too. But I don't think it really matters all too much. Like, if you really need to use it for a better hand, like, and it also like triggers a few of your cards. But I think like it's easy enough to like trigger Brothers, which is really the only card that gets triggered by this card, sort of. Like that, like it really doesn't matter. Though it is kind of nice that like even if the Springans monsters are in the graveyard, like they can still be attached to and exceed as material, which mostly just matters for your opponent's turn. And then this one doesn't really have any effect when it has material, because you're not playing the Albaz fusion stuff. Like AA Zeus would have definitely been nice, like especially considering that that like you can like get quite a few materials on your Springans things. Like if you were to play these yourself, like AA Zeus isn't a bad card for the deck. And I think you're mostly just looking to go into your Springans cards. Though I guess like these are pretty nice if you can go into them. Though 1 ring 10. Okay, yeah, you can still go into a few of these, but like mostly I would just finding myself going into these. Disruption here. Springans, a foolish barrel can either send the brothers to get as another way of proccing its special summon effect, which if you have Sargus in the graveyard is really nice for that. Or it can also like get out the gold, this thing if you need to just get a bit more extra attack power if you're going for game or to protect your field spell. Springans Watch, it either adds your field spell or it can add your Springans monster while proccing maybe the brother, which is pretty nice. Or you can send the Captain Sargos if you know you're gonna be a proc in the brother later on. Great Sansi Golgonda is really nice, like as an easy way of cheating out your Springans Exceed monsters by sending you want to basically make sure you have Springans to discard. It does kind of stink though, like you kind of want to be careful about which one you summon, because like that may just be like stuck on the field if you like use its effect. Although I guess you don't have to use its effect. Like if you know you're gonna be wanting to go into the other Exceed like during your next turn, like this guy, when like after your opponent's turn passes, like you could just like allow this to just be destroyed by battle, so that you can like bring out this one, because this actually like has an effect, and like this only effect is to just to send a Springans, so like really it's only good like the first time, and then like after that kind of just gets in the way. So probably better just to allow this to be destroyed by battle, and then like this is gonna be like the real one you're gonna want to like keep on the field, try to keep on the field, because this one allows you to like destroy, like this is another way of like being able to destroy stuff that your opponent has. This could potentially destroy 2 cards. Actually, if you're going for an extra monster zone, this could destroy 3 cards. Though usually you're destroying 1 or 2, which is still pretty nice, especially since it can destroy spells and traps as well. Though I don't think you can pick a field spell zone, can you? Oh, I think you can. Yeah. Oh wait, no, it's just monster or spell or trap. Okay, so you can destroy field spells, but I don't think a lot of people are really playing field spells anyway. Springans Booty can negate effects, and if and the nice thing about this one is like since like these have like ways of like basically like getting themselves off the field like until the end phase, they kind of have like built-in wind-up rabbit style effects where they banish themselves until the end phase. It also gets rid of the materials, so then you can like so then if you're having like graveyard materials, like if you like equip So like it really doesn't matter what you equip because you're probably gonna be getting rid of those materials anyway. They're more there just to like I guess protect those materials, like in a way, in sort of way, but I don't know how much it really matters. Although Saugus does need the sea monster to have at least one material on it. Anyway, so yeah, booty is nice because it can either search for your field spell or it can negate a monster's effect. Basically at any time. Because the sea monster can basically like have itself leave at any time. And then Smashes is used here for its effect to special summon. Oh, it's Springans from the deck. Or it can also special summon a Therian from the graveyard. I didn't even notice that. Okay, so it either helps you recur your Therians or special summon Springans from the deck. I think it's mostly just going to be used for special summoning more Springans from the deck. Since, like, that's a better place to special summon anyway. Although, if you do have the Regulus in the grave, like, it's pretty nice for bringing back the Regulus for maybe another negate later on. Though I think this is a hard once per turn. Yeah, it is a hard once per turn. Infinite Impermanence, another negate. So, like, there are a few negates. There are a few disruptions. These are also disruptions as well. Or this could also special summon your Therian to be a disruption anyway. Or I guess it could also special summon any of these guys. Though I think mostly just using it for more negation power. Although it does kind of stink if, like, pretty much your exceed was the only thing you had, and there was a game when my opponent I needed to like negate the Zeus, but it got rid of my like only exceed, only good, and I kind of need that exceed on the field or else I didn't have any monsters and I didn't really have a way to, and then my opponent I think just OTKing me or something anyway, so it really doesn't matter. So like sometimes it doesn't matter. Like it does kind of stink that you have to return a spring into the X deck. Gear Gigant X. Oh yeah, these like you're mostly not going into any of these though. Like Gear Gigant X, if you do go into it, it's a search. This one can help. This one can make it so that your machine type monsters can attack directly, and also is another search, so this can be nice for the Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Leeb because it gains extra attack. Oh wait, no, but it's only on monsters. Though I believe one of those can still be a direct attack if you like use it with the heavy armor. I'm not sure. This one helps you actually go into your higher ranks. Like this is pretty much how you're going into them. But you're mostly focused on the Springans Mirror Maker and the ship, and maybe this if you just like want to go for game sense. Though you can still go into some of these other things, like if the game has gone long enough and you extend enough, you can go into this. And some of these aren't too bad. This can act as like a way to increase its attack and like offer another way of like destroying stuff your opponent controls at the same time. Destroying your opponent's X deck monsters since like all your opponent will have for X deck monsters are exceeds. Okay, and then I better go quickly. I don't know how much here. What out? Here, I think I'm just gonna end it there, and then I'll make this a two-parter. In the second part, I'll go over the Creeper from the Deep, as well as the replays. I think I'll be doing that on Sunday. So unfortunately, I'm still not doing deck overviews for the gates. So I'm sorry for those who want to see those. But I'm just gonna make those 2 parts because I don't want to run into like time issues here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the deck overviews for the first 2. I'll do the 3rd deck overview along with the replays in tomorrow's video. But thank you all who stayed for either 1 or the 2 deck overviews I did today. And a big thank you to everyone who stayed for the entire video. And I'll also have this in the description for those who may have missed it. And I'll also leave the verse in the description as well. Please like, share, and subscribe. And consider ringing that notification bell for regular content. You can either ring the notification bell to be notified of all my videos or personalized by simply clicking the notification bell and selecting all or personalized. All is being notified about all my videos, whether you watch them or not, and personalized is being notified of the videos that you watch the most. Also, if you would like to leave a comment, that would be greatly appreciated. You can leave a comment about anything, either pertaining to the video, pertaining to the verse I leave in the description, or just something random if you'd like. Just please keep it appropriate. You can even leave an emote if you would like, but just be aware that it may lock you out if you paste too many of the same emote in a day, just in case, like, if you decide one day you just paste emotes on a whole bunch of my videos. Just keep that in mind. Usually you can fix that by either going with a different emote or by posting multiples of that emote instead of just the one. And thank you everyone who do watch my videos, and a big thanks to those who do watch all of my videos, but still thank you to everyone who only watches a couple once in a while, or just watches one of the games. I understand how it is no matter how you do it. It's just appreciated no matter what, no matter how you decide to go about viewing my videos.